We'll begin with prayer. Let us pray. Precious Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as representatives of the citizens of Hart County and conduct the people's business. We thank you for the opportunity that the public has entrusted in us to serve as their voice and to make decisions on their behalf. We thank you for the many men and women in law enforcement, first responders, EMS, fire, who are protecting the citizens in this community as well as nationwide. We thank you for the many men and women overseas who are defending this great country and keeping us safe and free from any harmful enemies or attacks. We ask that you be with each and every one of us as we depart later this evening and go our separate ways. Keep everyone safe. It's in your name we pray. Amen. Amen. This time I'd like to ask everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This time I'll call to order the Tuesday, June 26, 2018 meeting of the Hart County Board of Commissioners. First thing we'd like to do is welcome everyone here tonight. You got somewhat of a lengthy agenda, but I think it's going to move by pretty quickly. For those of you watching at home, you can go to our website and download the meeting packet and follow along if you'd like, hartcountyga.org, and it'll be under meeting agenda on the left-hand side tab. First item of business tonight will be to approve the agenda. I know there's some changes.
All right, I'd like to add the DFAX agreement beginning in July the 1st. It's no change in the budget, just states that we'll continue paying through October.
We'll add that as 13H under new business.
And then an executive session personnel.
Okay. Any other changes?
No more.
Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as amended? I have a motion by Commissioner Oglesby, second by Commissioner Teasley. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is approved minutes of the previous meetings. You've got the the June 12th, 2018 regular meeting minutes in your packet. Can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion we approve the 6/12/18 regular meeting minutes.
Have a motion by Commissioner Teasley. Is there a second?
A second.
Second by Commissioner Sayer. Any more discussion?
Yeah, I think there need to be one clarification here on page 2. It says Whitworth Parole Center. Y'all had a meeting, scheduled a meeting. That's not called a parole center anymore, is it?
Whitworth Prison.
Whitworth Women's Facility.
Yeah, facility, yeah.
Okay, well, you might want to change it. I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but it might. Have you had your meeting yet, Mr. Chairman?
No, I was going to cover that whenever we got to my report.
That's all.
Can I get amended motion and amended second?
I amended.
All right, to include that. Any more discussion? Public comment? If not, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is remarks by invited guests, committees, and authorities. We don't have anyone. Reports by constitutional officers and department heads. Kim, you got anything for Walter? Okay. All right, thanks. Item 9, County Administrator's Report.
Just a couple of things. The floodplain meeting is tomorrow. The public meeting is at 5 o'clock at the Ag Center on Bowman Highway. It's for the public. If you got any questions, need some information, the state and the federal people will be here to explain it. And just to update, since the last meeting, most of you's got the copy of the letter I got yesterday from the Department of Audits. They redone our sales ratio. It's now 38.04. So we'll be in the 40% collections on
That's significant.
It is.
Because that allows us to tax public utilities at 40% versus not being able to.
And that's all I have, sir.
Okay. Chairman's report. Did want to report, as Commissioner Oglesby asked me a while ago about the Whitworth Warden meeting. We have not yet been able to get schedules together. We had dates, but this time Representative Powell's been out of town. So sometime next week, and we'll start trying to reschedule that. Also, just want to remind everybody that the Little League All-Star Softball Tournament is going on down at the Elberton Highway Complex. And the last thing I wanted to mention is just remind everybody that our next meeting, July 10th, will be the first of our 4 budget meetings. If you'll recall, we agreed to do these on the 10th, the 12th, the 24th, and 26th. So just remind everybody on your calendars. The 10th and the 24th will be after our regular scheduled meetings. That's all I have. Commissioners' reports, District 1.
Yeah, that one thing I'll make sure that we, next meeting, July 1st meeting, that the Deer Creek Road will be on the agenda for approval. There'll be a county road.
Is the right of way already turned in?
Yeah, I heard that right now.
Okay, all right. Is that it? District 2?
I appreciate everything that the chamber did on the pre-4th extravaganza. And I know we had a lot of work going up on there on the courthouse grounds, and appreciate everything that Whitworth Women Facilities did on helping us up there. And Terrell, I was just wondering about Station 10. What are the status on Station 10?
The fire and training has been in, it's approved, it's an official fire station. We're waiting on ISO inspection. Hopefully all we're going to do is have to take some pictures and fill out the paperwork and send it in. That's what we're hoping for.
Okay.
We talked to one that said we couldn't do that. We talked to another that said we could do that. So that's what we're hoping for. As quick as that paperwork goes through, it should be ready to go. All the equipment's in it is sitting there ready now. As far as we need it now, we can use it now.
All right. Thank you. That's all I got.
District 3?
I have nothing.
District 4?
Well, I'm gonna reiterate what Commissioner Teasley said about the pre-4th. I appreciate all the work, hard work along by Jim and his crew getting that thing looking good. Now we just need to keep it that way. So, Whitworth too. I ain't gonna leave him out. I seen him up there working.
I did too. We all
Thanks for everybody for that.
All right.
That's all I got.
We'll move into the business section. Old business, item 12A, chapter 46-191, land development standards revision, second meeting. This basically defines residential lots under section 46-191A as having a depth of not less than 120 feet and a width of not less than 100 feet. And then it continues on. That's the change that I just read. Can I get a motion that we adopt this as a second reading?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Oglesby and a second by Commissioner Carter. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item is item 12B, 2018 road paving bid award. You got the bids that we opened at our last meeting in your packet. Stratton and Sons was the overall price $1,950,450. E.R. Snell was $2,097,975. Allied Paving Contractors Incorporated was $2,107,700, and C.W. Matthews was $2,153,305.88. The recommendation by the road department supervisor and county administrators to go with the low bidder of Stratton and Sons for $1,950,450.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Sayer, second by Commissioner Carter. And it's my understanding that y'all checked the references here
Yeah,
as well.
I checked all his references with the surrounding counties that he had listed. All of them give him a good recommendation.
Okay.
Well, they've done work for Hart County before, hadn't they?
Yeah, but I wasn't familiar with it. They've done it in the past, but recently it was Elbert County, Madison County, and Stevens County.
Yeah, I think they've also done work for City of Hartwell as well.
Yeah, I think they've done the last pay for City of Hartwell.
So I have a motion and a second. Motion by Commissioner Sayer, second by Commissioner Carter. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is 2018 football uniforms bid award.
I
Item
got a
12C.
discussion with that, Mr. Chairman. To bring up tonight, good. On the bid process, it asks for the brand name on your bid, and dealers did not put a brand name of his jerseys in his bid. So I'm recommending that bid be thrown out when we go down to the next bidder, which would be Kara Sports.
There's a recommendation by the Recreation Advisory Board
What would Dillard's?
to go with Dillard's, a unanimous vote. I think with your concern, I think it needs to go back to them.
Okay, no problem.
If everybody's good with that, and then let
But long
them.
as we're not gonna send it back out for bid, I have no
Well, I
problem with
mean,
that.
the bid's already been taken, but I think it needs to come from them because that's our process.
Make a motion, go out, change my motion, make a motion, take it back to the Recreation Advisory Board.
Is there a
And they
second?
come back with a recommendation.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Oglesby to send this back to the Recreation Advisory Board, and second by Commissioner Sayer. Any more discussion?
Yeah, I got something I want to add to that. They have no references either, but I know we've used them in the past, right?
Correct. They was based on past experience. I think is what they recommend. The best I understood from talking to them.
Before you finish this up, Mr. Chairman, ask you another question here. At our bid opening process, we asked for this to be turned over to our chairman and to our
To the County Administrative Recreation Director.
correct them. Okay, now, that's one question there. Okay, I understand that the Recreation Advisory Board made a recommendation that this go to Dillard Sport. But he done left the Recreation Advisory Board and 3 bids have come to us for approval. Now, we found out, we caught the problem with the bid, not the Recreation Advisory Board.
Correct, and that's my fault. I should have called. I thought it was all the same
It should have
brand.
been,
for both of them.
caught between Tail and Jim. And now it's a point for this thing to be done right here.
But it needs to go back to the advisory board, and if they want to send it back, whatever, I mean, it needs to follow the same process that it came to us, but in
Okay.
reverse order. In reverse order. So I have a motion by Commissioner Oglesby and a second by Commissioner Sayer to send this back to the advisory board and then have them reevaluate it. If they need anything, they can get with the county administrator and recreation director. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Item 12D, 2018 cheerleader uniforms bid award. Turn over to that. Yes, it's photography. The recommendation by the Recreation Advisory Board was to go with Carew Sports and Imprinting. Unanimous vote, 4-0. Anything you want to add? Okay.
No, everything. This didn't require to specify the brand on them.
Okay.
I make a motion to go with that bid.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sayer, and second by Commissioner Teasley to award the cheerleader uniform bid award to Carew Sports and Imprinting. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is a 2018 Recreation Photography Bid Award. This is under the same tab. According to the Recreation Advisory Board, in a unanimous vote, a 4-0 vote, the recommendation was to award the bid to Life Touch Photography out of Snellville, Georgia. Could I get a motion to move forward with that?
Make a motion.
A motion by Commissioner Sayers, or second?
No.
I'll second.
I was hiccup.
Okay.
I didn't say second.
You all right? Well, I got a motion by Commissioner Sayer and a second by Commissioner Dorsey. Commissioner Carter, I think, has got a question or a comment.
I don't really know enough about this, but I see when one of them is gonna do a 43% donation back to the rec on the net pay. The other one's gonna do a 32% donation back on the gross.
Right. I think the thinking on that was
Do we need to look at those issues because that's money?
correct. 32% of the gross. If you run the numbers out, it should be a lot more than 42% of the net.
Okay, that's my question.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And this clearly specified one's gross and one's net, so the net would be a lot less, I would think. So I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Public comment? If not, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is beer and wine ordinance revision. If you remember the last meeting we took as a first reading, and then Walter made some changes to the wording. If you look under section 6-5, hours and days of sale, subparagraph A, unless otherwise specifically provided by state law, no retail dealers or restaurants shall engage in the sale of malt beverages or wine except between the hours of 6 a.m. and 12 midnight on weekdays and Saturdays, and between the hours of 12:30 p.m. and 11:30 p.m. on Sundays, and shall not permit the sale of malt beverages or wine on Christmas Day or any other day on which state law prohibits the sale of malt beverages and wine. On any county, state, and/or national election day, unless prohibited by state law, retail dealers may only engage in the sale of malt beverages and wine beginning 1 hour after the voting polls close and ending at 12 midnight. All persons shall be off the premises of the package stores at 12 midnight on weekdays and Saturdays at 11:30 p.m. on Sundays, at which time the package store shall close for business. Grocery, convenience stores, and restaurants where the principal place of business is the sale of groceries and other like items, and the sale of malt beverages and wine is incidental thereto, may remain open during other hours, but shall not sell malt beverages or wine except during the time and hours specified in this section.
And that verbiage is directly off the ballot.
Can I get a motion to approve this as a second reading?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second. Have a motion by Commissioner Sayer and a second by Commissioner Teasley. Any more discussion?
Yeah, I want everybody to look at that, what you just read, look at the next sentence down below it. It says the foregoing amendment to the code shall take effect, if at all, on the first Sunday immediately following approval of the referendum by the voters of Hart
There's
County.
no way that can happen.
No, that's,
Understand that, but it shouldn't be in here.
I didn't write that one.
That might have been part of the old.
It had to be.
Yeah, no, it could have, no, well, what you're reading is actually what was on the ballot, that the voters actually voted on. That's off our resolution that y'all done to put it on the ballot.
Let's amend the motion and second to take the new verbiage and delete that paragraph, because there's no way that can take place.
I'll amend.
Okay, so I got amended motion and second to delete that paragraph, because it takes us 3 public meetings to adopt this, so.
Correct. What you're deleting is actually off of the resolution and not the ordinance itself. That verbiage is not in the ordinance.
Yeah, it's the paragraph, it's the sentence right below what the changes
That's what
made.
he's talking about.
Yep, you're right. I copied too much of it. All right, I'll take it out.
All right, so we have motion and second. Any more discussion? Motion by Commissioner Sayer, second by Commissioner Teasley, to move forward with the new language and to strike that paragraph that was there. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously.
I'll bring your attention back to that one. What you was looking at was the resolution. If you'll flip on over to the next page of the ordinance, it's not in there.
That was just a second reading, so.
Yeah, it's actually not in the ordinance itself. It was in the resolution.
Okay. Moving into new business, we have a request by the chamber to use Long Point Recreation Facility for the Wet and Wild event, the weekend of August 11th and 12th. The request is to close it to the public on Friday, August the 10th for the event setup, and possibly part of the day on Monday. So recommendation would be close it on the 10th through the 13th, pending cleanup and event tear down. Could I get a motion to approve this request?
I'll make a motion.
Have a motion by Commissioner Carter. Is there a second?
I'll say.
Second by Commissioner Sayer. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is Georgia Mountains Regional Commission Private Sector Representative Appointment. Currently, Mr. Bill Chafin. Chafin is our representative, and he's willing to continue. Could I get a motion
I make a
to
motion, we
reappoint him?
I'll give you a second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Teasley, a second by Commissioner Carter. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is a Northern Judicial Circuit possibility for a 4th Superior Court judgeship. Received a letter from Judge Hodges that I forwarded on to everybody. And the action that we need to take tonight, this will help with our caseload, and have 4 judges here that it may have some additional funding requirements in the form of office space, but should help tremendously in the caseload. Can I get a motion that we write a letter in support of this?
I make a motion, we write a letter in support.
Fourth judgeship.
I'll give you a second, but what,
I have a motion by Commissioner Sayer and second by Commissioner Teasley. He beat you to it. Any more discussion? Okay, go ahead.
is that gonna help alleviate our jail problem?
It could.
It should.
It's possible. They can run more through the court system, so theoretically, that should help
Should
alleviate
help
some.
our housing too, won't it?
There you go.
It should help our housing now.
Yeah, that's what he's talking
Now
about.
Bring those
There's
into
overpopulation.
jail.
And the way I understand it, we'll get another assistant DA.
That,
It wasn't in the letter, but I understand it.
That's part of the state's funding, possibly.
it would make reasonable sense that another ADA would come along with another judge.
Okay. Have a motion by Commissioner Sayer and second by Commissioner Teasley to write this letter in support. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is Department of Human Services Transportation Agreement. This is a regular thing that we do every year. Can I get a motion that we approve? Terms will be through July 1st, 2018 through June 30th, 2019.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Oglesby and a second by Commissioner Teasley. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is item 13E, Avita Community Partners Transportation Agreement, Hart Transit. Again, same situation. Can I get a motion to approve?
I make a motion.
we'll Approve that request.
I have a motion by Commissioner Sayer. Give me a second.
I second.
Second by Commissioner Teasley. Y'all beat me to the punch.
Conversation going
I thought
on.
we was going on about the same time, Mark.
I heard him first. Any more discussion?
We don't have somebody from my county serving on this Avita board. We need to look into that.
We're gonna talk about some board vacancies in a minute. So we can talk about that then. That's okay. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is beer and wine license for, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, the Shaw Retail Incorporated, doing business as Airline Store. This will be a new Class B license, and it's my understanding everything's in order.
Correct.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Oglesby to approve, a second by Commissioner Carter. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next item on the agenda is a tax assessor board vacancy. We had a letter from Mr. Fran Uteg, who has announced his resignation. Effective at the close of business on July 17th, 2018. This will be a partial term. The appointment will be to complete his term. Our policy, as everybody knows, we changed back at the beginning of the year. But it'd be my recommendation, I think, the boards, that we advertise this, since this is a critical position. And while we're going to advertise, I'd say any other vacancies we got, go ahead and do those as well. If everybody's
So
good
move,
with
Mr.
that.
Chairman.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Oglesby and a second by Commissioner Teasley. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously.
Probably have to get a hold of Avita to see how that process works. I don't know if it is search.
Yeah, I've got my contact. I've been talking to him on budget. I'll see where we need to go from there.
Next item on the agenda is approval of the DFAX agreement, which we got tonight. Expense-wise, this is all the same, is my understanding.
It's a known procedure, so move
Right,
on approve.
so- Have a motion by Commissioner Oglesby to approve the DFAX agreement. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Teasley. Any more discussion? Public comment? Not all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. That completes all the new business on the agenda tonight. Next item is public comment. If anybody would like to come and address the board. Anybody for public comment? Mr. Robinson, if you'll come forward. Yeah, I haven't looked at it yet.
Commissioners, thank you for allowing me to speak. I'm Lonnie Robinson. I want to speak in support on behalf of the Rec Advisory Board. I did hear what you asked to come back to the Rec Advisory Board. Can you just make clarity so like I can relay this, make sure that all of us on the same page as far as what was left off
I give you my
pertaining to
Tara will handle that. Lonnie, he'll send the email to Jim that can be relayed on to you guys or a letter. But basically, if it says name brand, it needs to be in the bid. If it's not, it's an incomplete bid.
Okay, and if you would, just allow me just to speak just briefly about our football signups. We are in the process of now going into our last week of those signups. We have agreed and we have joined a new association. Our numbers are down, and I just want to make an echo, if anybody could just get the word out. Those teams now are separated, whereas it used to be 7 and 8 year olds, 8 division, 10 and under division, 12 and under division. It's from 7 all the way to 12U. So each age has its own team. So our numbers are down, but we're looking forward to this new association that we are a part of, and we really want to see our community come out and take advantage of this. Strong support from our head coach from our football program and, of course, the Rec Advisory Board. Just want to see this program at least give it a chance, and let's just see where it goes. But right now, our numbers are down. I just wanted to share with the commissioners, we are looking to get our community the word out even much better.
Okay. Appreciate it, Lonnie.
Appreciate it.
Anybody else for public comment? Not, can I get a motion that we go into executive session for personnel?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Oglesby, second by Commissioner Teasley. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously.
I like to raise my left.